Hello everybody. Today I thought I'll just do a study with me along with a new version of Bhagavad Gita that I have. I'm doing a deep dive in second chapter. Actually, I started this way long ago and then I had to stop because of some issues at home. And these are the verses that we want to deep dive in. I have 32 verses. I had completed until the 8th verse, which is second chapter 17th verse. So the way I go about this is I take that verse, I write its meaning, and then take one of the versions I have and I make note of what version I am referring to for that day's study, and I take it apart. These pictures and stickers and highlighters, they're all just my way of sprucing up the study. They are not needed. All that we need to study is just the Gita. So what I do, I get into it, I delve into it, I make notes of the way that I understand it from the commentaries. I also refer to video. I go into the verse in the video and watch the entire video, assimilate it, and take notes of what happens. So sometimes what happens is I also memorize, along with writing its meaning, I also memorize the verse. And if it's very hard for me to memorize, I do this. I put them apart and write them again and again, also in Sanskrit, just so I can remember it. So while I show you this, today's study is based on Sadhak Sanjeevani. I'll give a quick flip through and study the 18th verse from second chapter. Sadhak Sanjeevani is a 2-volume Bhagavad Gita by Gita Press again. This is by Swami Ram Sukdas. Ram Sukdas has written so many books for Gita Press, and this in particular is a wonderful Bhagavad Gita because again the verses and the meanings are extremely easy to follow. It has glory of Gita and a picture, topic, and all the verses and what they refer to, because in short what the verses do is given in the index. So verses 1 to 15 in 4th chapter refer to tradition of the disciple of action and divine character of births and actions of God. So that's how you go about it. And there are some beautiful pictures, all these traditional old pictures that I really love. And when you jump into the verses, I'm going to go to my verse which I'm going to study. If you look at this is the verse that I'm going to study. Second chapter, 18th verse. Antavanta ime deha nityastokta sharirinaha anasino prameyasya tasmat yudyasva bharata. So these bodies acquired by the imperishable, indefinable, and eternal soul are spoken of as perishable. Therefore, O Arjuna, fight. So, anashinaha, a thing which never changes, never decays, and never gets extinct in the least by any cause under any circumstances is called anashi. So they take each word and they give you the meaning. And then he brings it into one full paragraph, and the entire meaning is again given as a purport with additional interpretations. And then in every verse you see that in Sadhak Sanjeevani you have something called an exceptional fact, and some of them have them. An exceptional fact. What he says is being emphasized with an exceptional fact. And then some of the verses also refer to other verses. For example, in one of the verses that I was studying, 17th verse, list of other verses related to this, that's also being pointed out. So you can go to that verse which relates to that verse, look at its meaning, and also see if there are facts given with them, and do a deep dive. That is the reason why I like this version very much. And this does have the Sanskrit verse and the English version of the Sanskrit verse, a small meaning, and then word by word meaning, and then some additional things that the author wants us to learn in relation to this verse. So what I'm going to do is study this, that is, write down the verse, write down its meaning, write down what I assimilate out of this, which is to highlight certain things that make sense to me, and write them down, and then go back to Swami Sarva Priyananda's video in my iPad, listen to it, write some of that down too, and then meet you with a nice flip of what I have done with this verse.